going through her purse at Christmas looking for birth control pills to throw away. Uncle Jeffrey sent a private text saying he knew a detective named Cyrus Powell who specialized in these cases and could fast-track a police report if we needed one. I hesitated for a second, worried about making everything worse and turning this into an even bigger family war. But Kyle grabbed my phone out of my hand and typed back, YESPLEASE in all caps before I could stop him. A nurse rushed into our room looking worried and told us Jacqueline's baby had taken a bad turn overnight with his oxygen levels dropping so low they had to increase the ventilator support and add more medications. She said the NICU team was doing everything they could, but the next few hours were critical, and despite everything Jacqueline had done, I felt my chest tighten thinking about that tiny baby struggling to breathe because his mother couldn't wait 2 more months. The morning shift nurse came in at 7 a.m. and went over the whole delivery room setup with us, pointing out on a map where each nurse would be stationed and emphasizing that babies were never, ever left alone, even for a second. She showed us the matching ID bands we'd all wear with special numbers that had to match exactly, or alarms would go off. And she seemed genuinely concerned as she promised to personally stay in the room with us through the entire delivery, no matter how long it took. I grabbed a piece of paper and wrote down exactly 4 names of people allowed to visit us: Kyle, Mom, Uncle Jeffrey, and Kyle's mother, then handed it to Frances along with very specific instructions that nobody else should even be told what room we were in or whether the baby had been born yet. Frances took the list seriously, making me initial next to each name and asking for physical descriptions of each person so his team could verify identities before letting anyone through. Kyle pulled me into the bathroom and closed the door, his whole body shaking as he admitted he was terrified he'd freeze up if Jacqueline actually showed up during delivery, that he wouldn't be able to protect us when it really mattered. He kept saying he should be stronger, should be ready to fight, but all he could think about was how he'd failed to see this coming and stop it before it got this bad. We held each other in that tiny hospital bathroom, promising we'd protect each other and our baby, no matter what happened, and I could feel his heart racing against my chest as we both tried not to cry. The bathroom door opened, and Francis was standing there with his clipboard, telling us that Jacqueline had just tried getting past the main security desk using a visitor pass from yesterday. She told the guards she needed to check on her baby, but they recognized her from the photo I'd given them earlier and walked her straight back to the NICU waiting area with a warning about restricted access. Francis said she kept arguing with them the whole way, insisting she had a right to see me since we were sisters, but they held firm and told her one more attempt would mean removal from the hospital completely. Kyle squeezed my hand harder as Francis explained they'd now stationed someone specifically to watch for her near all the maternity ward entrances. I could barely process what Francis was saying because Olympia knocked and came in right behind him with a stack of papers that looked official and scary. She sat on the edge of the hospital bed and started filling out forms for mandated reporting, explaining that every threat Jacqueline had made against my unborn child was going into an official record that would trigger automatic CPS review once the baby arrived. Her pen moved quickly across the pages as she asked me specific dates and times, and I watched her write down everything from the wine glass incident to the abortion clinic papers to yesterday's hallway staring. The paperwork felt both reassuring and deeply sad, because this was really happening.